Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is episode 32 of your NHL 22 franchise mode here with the Edmonton Oilers as we just won the Stanley Cup and dealing with that little bit of hangover as we absolutely partied it up as we got a pretty big offseason ahead of us. A lot of big decisions, a lot of UFAs. Just a lot to go over, but before we get into today's episode, I'd like to just say if you are new to the channel, make sure to smash that subscribe button and hit that like button as well. So let's get into this bad boy. As you guys all know, we just won the Stanley Cup. We swept the Philadelphia Flyers in a pretty cakewalk of a series where we absolutely 4-0'd them. Now, we all know that we were going to have to deal with a lot of stuff this upcoming free agency with a lot of people coming off the books. Of course, we had to give an extension to Connor McDavid, which is 200 grand cheaper, thank goodness. So we locked up McDavid for basically the rest of his career, basically. But we didn't, lock up Holloway, who had just an absolute insane playoff run. And is definitely going to be asking for a lot of money and had an incredible regular season as well. Kaprizov is a guy that we might keep if Holloway decides that he doesn't want to come back to the team, which most likely he will. But you got Bjorkstrand, who's coming off the books, Donskoy, Tuck, Lawton, Palat, Eberle, McLeod still on the team, Noel. Like, everybody in our depth and even in our top six is coming off the books. We have a lot of things to do. We have a lot of people to re-sign. We just have a very busy offseason ahead of us. Our defensive core is going to stay basically the same. Bouchard's jumped up to an 87 overall. Mackenzie Weegar's locked up for the next little bit. Still a very good defenseman. Now, yeah, our defensive core did drop a little bit, but I still feel pretty confident in it. And it's not like we're going to be able to make any big moves, especially since we're playing Nurse, $9.25 million. And we really can't trade away Nurse in general anyways. We're stuck with what we got with him. There's not a whole lot we could do with Nurse, especially since he's stuck on a no movement clause for the next 5 years. We're basically going to have to run with him unless we're trading away like one of Mackenzie Weegar or Bouchard. And Mackenzie Weegar didn't do that bad for us. Goaltending, of course, we're going to continue with Saros. But that's basically all we really got to go over. We're basically going to try to keep the team the exact same way. We're going to change up the depth a little bit. They definitely did struggle in the playoffs, so we're definitely going to be kind of retooling the depth a little bit more, add in some new pieces. But we're Stanley Cup champions, and I think that's the biggest thing, is that we are Stanley Cup champions. Of course, we're going to try to make this team a dynasty team. That is the biggest thing that we want to do. But we want to play smart, especially if we're going to want to continue winning more cups. We got to play smart. Of course, we came back into the Stanley Cup Finals 2 years after not doing it. And that's the same with the Flyers. We actually beat them this time around. So, looking at all the individual awards, McKinnon won the Ross and the Hart Memorial Trophy. Cameron McCarr brought in the James Norris. Sebastian Aho won the Lady Byng. I don't know who. The B. Nugent-Hopkins won the Calder. Holloway won the Conn Smythe. Well-deserved to him. He was amazing. Vezina goes to Saros. Once again, winning another Vezina and the William M. Jennings alongside of Casey DeSmith. Jet Wu got the Bill Masterton. Win Witt got the Jack Adams. Bugard won the Frank J. Selke, who we faced a few times in the playoffs already. Nate McKinnon won the Ted Lindsay, and Gregory Cross won the Maurice Richard, who's been a developing goal-scoring prospect in this league, and is looking absolutely insane for the Kraken. So, let's simulate up to the draft. I kind of want to have a big draft this year because our prospect system, honestly, is looking very bleak. Very, very bleak. We've been doing multiple trades over the past, few years. Picking up Weegar, picking up Kaprizov, picking up Tuck. We have honestly depleted our core full of prospects. We don't have a whole lot anymore. So looking into the retired players, Pavelski, Jonathan Taves hangs them up as well. Burns, TJ Oshie, Jeff Carter, Eric Carlson also hangs them up. Letang. So some big players hanging up the skates here in year 2026. I did not mean to go to Winnipeg. I want to go for all the goalies as well. Carey Price finally hangs them up as well at the age of 38. Ben Bishop continued going, and same with Darcy Kemper. He retires as well with Grace and down to Uranta. And Mikko Koskinen also retiring down below as well. So let's get ourselves on to draft day, ladies and gentlemen. Draft day, draft day, draft day. is going to be a big day for us. We don't have a whole lot of picks, and we're not really going to make any deals, I don't think, unless there's like a defenseman out there that can kind of change the tides. But once again, we don't have a whole lot of assets right now. We're kind of stuck in a situation where we have made trades, so many trades over the past few years where we don't got a whole lot of assets anymore. Like, we really don't. Like, we got some good forward prospects with, you know, the McMahon and our Novikov, but we don't want to trade away any of these guys. We want to continue, you know, we want to get some young players up and going with our roster. And you're looking at the next 2 years, we don't have any first round picks, and our first picks are fourth round picks. So honestly, I don't think we're going to make any deals. I don't think there's anybody really relatively available for us to go after. And I think we're just going to stick to free agency this year. I think that's the biggest thing for us. We try to get some really good prospects in the fourth round. Hopefully we get lucky. And that's basically what we do. We try to throw some Hail Marys out there and try to get some good prospects. And right off the get-go, Jadian Yoshimaru, I think we're automatically selecting you. I do want to see what else is out there. But we definitely need a left-handed defenseman for the future. So we're definitely going to be selecting them. Not too many low elites. Is there any defensemen, medium top fours? Yeah, there's not really too many prospects that we could potentially pick up here. Just a few in Yoshimaru. So Jadian Yoshimaru, welcome to the team, my man. Low or medium elite, offensive defenseman. I like it. I like it. I like it. So we'll send him off to our next pick. But he is a low overall, so it's going to take him a bit to develop and be on the team, which is unfortunate. We're definitely going to be drafting the goalie as well in Eddie Armstead. From the Prince George Cougars, and then we got a back-to-back pick. Decent. There's really no one that... I think after that, there's not a whole lot that's actually kind of available that looks not too bad. I definitely do want to draft a lot of defensemen this draft, developing and getting the defensive core kind of up, building again. Henrik Broden, not too bad. Medium top 6, especially since he's a 59 overall. That's not actually a horrible pick for us. Moving forward... The Jared, man, we'll pick him in the 7th round. That's an 800th overall selection. We're definitely going to be selecting him. Hugo Richard, hell yeah, let's pick him up as well. Hugo Richard, another low top 6. Oh, man. We need to get a little bit more lucky with our drafting. I think that's a big thing for us, is starting to get a little bit more lucky with our drafting, because we've had a few... I mean, last year was huge with... McMahon. I think we traded away a few of our defensive prospects as well, and also doing the trade for Bjorkstrand and all that. We have done a lot of deals over the past little bit where we have... Oh, baby, Wenhandle with a low elite. Hell yeah, brother. A 50 overall, low elite, 2A defenseman. Another big guy, a left-handed guy. There we go. So we're starting... We got 2 big players already in this draft with a decent goalie as well. So I quite like the way that this draft is kind of looking for us. We're getting some decent prospects for the future of the team. Jared Brymanis, yeah, kind of an ass pick. Kind of what I was expecting for an 800th ranked player, but thought maybe why not? Maybe he could be something that's not too bad. Jack Ward, why not? Oh my lord, another great pick. Hopefully he's like a 60 overall, low elite, please. Please, 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 please. 54 overall, playmaker. That's not bad. We do need a future centerman for the future, so I'm definitely not going to complain about that. And Philly got a low elite haul there, so maybe we can get somebody lucky. Screw it. We'll select this next guy. Probably will be nothing. Oh my god. Edwin Meyer, 50 overall, low elite. So that was actually good. Yoshimaru was dope. Excuse me. Wenhandle, Ward, and Meyer, all really dope players. I really like that draft. We got some really good low elite players, especially the last overall pick in the draft, and it ends up being a low elite player that is really good. I think we might re-sign some of our scouts. I don't think I want to lose some of them. So now it's time to get to Chorn. We got a lot of things that we got to do. So Holloway does not want to re-sign with the team, and oh my fuck. Wow, man. So Holloway. I think maybe it's time that we maybe have a change. I don't even know. Like, I think we're gonna... man. So Holloway gets qualified. Kaprizov is pretty dope with the team, to be quite honest with you. It's just... losing on the Holloway is a big miss. What's Kaprizov gonna be at? See, Kaprizov's not a bad idea either. Man, there's a lot of food for thought that we're going to have to go through. And I didn't mind Alex Tuch on this team. Tuch had a decent regular season. Yeah, he wasn't a big performer during the playoffs, but you honestly, Holloway is expendable. With the fact that the matter is you're just losing out on the youth, right? That's the biggest thing. But looking at the defense core, right? You look at the defense core, Nurse and Bouchard, of course, you keep. Uyghur's kind of dropping down a little bit, an 84 overall, right? Maybe even you look at Dimitri Zadorov, but with Uyghur, you can Uyghur and then Holloway, and you can get a decent return out of that. Maybe even a top pairing defenseman, right? I mean, Holloway's a very enticing guy. We don't want to lose a player like Dylan Holloway. But in the end, we could just replace him with the real deal Kaprizov, who also has been pretty good for the team. He had a killer playoffs. Yes, not like Dylan Holloway. He was absolutely killer during the playoffs. And I mean, Kaprizov was pretty good. But you do Kaprizov alongside of McDavid and then Alex Tuch up on that top line, that might not be a bad idea for the Edmonton Oilers. We got some big decisions we got to make here. Oh, God, I don't even know where to start. Like... honestly, I have no idea where to start with this team, because this is a big pivotal offseason, right? Like, this is a massive one where we got a lot of free agents and we don't want to choose the wrong people to bring back into the squad. Like, how much is Tuch going to want? It's not bad. You sign him for 3 years, $5.9 million to play up on the top line alongside of McDavid and Kaprizov. You know what? Let's do it. Because with Holloway, yeah, you could get him to lower it, but we're only going to be able to get him in another year, right? And the reason why I'm thinking this way is because, oh my God, fucking EA, man. These fucking slow-ass menus, bro. Fuck. Please, just open up his thing. So, you try to sign him to a year, and it's unrestricted free agent. Most likely, you're only going to get him lowered down to $9 million. And even by then, you lower it down to $9 million. It's only at a 1-year deal, and most likely he's going to want to get, traded anyways, and we're going to have to deal with the fact that he's an unrestricted free agent next year. I think the plan is right now is we trade away Holloway, and we get a defenseman out of it. You trade his RFA rights to pick up a great defenseman. I think that would be stellar for the Edmonton Oilers. I think without a doubt that's a move we do. Without a doubt. So, hang on, let me just pop up the wheel decide thing for you guys. So, Kaprizov, this is for Kaprizov, my bad. So, yeah, this is for Kaprizov. So, he doesn't want anything. Kaprizov does not want a no movement, does not want a no trade clause, nothing. I think we lock him up for 6 years. This brings him up until he's 35 years of age. We try to get him at $9.9 million for Kaprizov. I think that's a great deal for him. And then we also sign back Tuch. We get Tuch onto the team if he does not want a bad deal. If Tuch does not want a bad deal, then we'll bring him back. But if he wants something ridiculous, because we're going to sign him to 3 years, which is not a bad idea, he wants a full-blown no movement clause. Fuck, dude. Come on, Tuch. Ugh. Let's talk someone we want to bring in with a no movement. He did good for us during the regular season. It's just the playoffs he struggled. Never had like a big point producing season with Vegas either. Yeah. Nah, I'm good, bro. Bjorkstrand, I liked him, but not for $7.8 million. We'll also release him as well. Jesus, man, we are looking bleak this year. Scotty Lawton, he was good for a stint, but there were some years where he was just straight up bad, and in the playoffs, he was just never the guy during the playoffs, so I think Scott Lawton we also release. Palat and Eberle were good, but Eberle couldn't find a spot during the playoffs. Palat was pretty good during the playoffs. He wasn't bad. But once again, are they going to drop? And Plot wants to be up on the second line as well this year. So I think with Plot, you release. Eberle, you release. Just basically the entire depth is going to be gone this year. Noel, you bring back in. You could play him alongside of McLeod for another year. $1.50 million for Noel. Clark. We'll sign some depth guys back onto the team. So this is a pivotal offseason, man. Jesus Christ. This team is going to look brand new going into this upcoming season. It might even look a little bit less deeper coming into this season just because of the fact that we're not going to be making the big deals. Like, with this all-the-way deal, the plan is no prospects, nothing. We're not going to try to trade away too many picks. Like, that's a big thing. We're already using a lot of value with the fact that we are trading away our big guy in Holloway. So, I don't want to lose too many prospects in this deal. Defensively, Miles Cook is most likely going to be ready to go hopefully this year. He's definitely going to be a big player, so we're definitely going to be getting him ready to be thrown into the main squad. Spence, I wouldn't mind bringing back. Miles Cook, we got to get him on the team. Get him to 3 years. Bellew, just some depth, get you back on the squad. Bowie, we can release, just so we can release up some more free roster spots for some players that we're going to sign, because we most likely got some young prospects that we got to get. I want to get Yakupov at 19 years of age. A medium top six is pretty good. And the low top sixes are not going to develop into anything, so we can just get rid of them. Goaltending, I did like Casey DeSmith. He was pretty good as a backup for the team. 17-6-1, a 912 save percentage was all right when he had to go into the playoffs. So if we could get, oh man, that's amazing. Yeah, we'll get back Casey DeSmith without a doubt for another year. Rodrigue, we could sign him to another 2 years, sure. I don't think we really got to worry about anybody else. So let's sim a day, see if we get everyone on the team. Kaprizov signs, DeSmith rejects. He doesn't want to come back, but we're gonna hand him a little bit more of a bigger contract. So the only big contract that we really handed out was Kaprizov, but we have no depth, and we have $15 million to spend on the entire third line and a second line guy. My lord, dude. We are insanely fucking broke. Insanely broke, man. Ugh. Hooey. Hooey. We got some playing. We got some Moneyball things that we got to do with this team. So, before we advance, I don't think we have to hire any of the new coaches, which is good. Scouts, we do got to re-sign. Without a doubt, we got to get Earl England back on the team. He was an amazing scout for us. So, try to get back majority of the amazing scouts, and then if it gets lower, we'll just say screw them, and then yeah, we could just get rid of a lot of our C scouts and hire some new scouts. So yeah, we'll advance one more day. I don't think we really got to sign anybody else. No. Okay. I'll double check just in case, because I don't want to simulate anymore and be like, oh, fuck, we forgot to sign this guy or whatever it may be. So UFA's Garakovo, we're just going to get rid of him. I think we're most likely going to be trading away Stetcher as well to release some cap space, and we qualified off for Holloway, so yeah, we're all ready to go. All ready to go for free agency day. And let's see what is out there and available. Let's see here. So, free agency day. We'll jump into free agency first, see what's available, and then, yeah, see what I mean with Holloway. $15 million, dude. Holy fuck. And so, for players, I mean, Tuck is probably your best power forward if you're looking to acquire a power forward once again. Especially at his price, that is probably the cheapest you're going to be getting. Like, my God, everybody here is so outrageously expensive. Fuck me, dude. This free agency is probably going to be one of the more pivotal ones. And Hedman's out there. That's huge. Nothing out there for real other big defensemen unless you want to bring in Hedman as a veteran leadership. But I think we're going to be making a big deal. Like I said before, I didn't want to make another big deal, but it seems like we're going to have to and trade away Dylan Holloway. Now, first of all, we're going to see if there's anybody available around the league. See if there's anybody that is available to pick up for a trade. You got Brandon Carlo, a defensive defenseman, but for us to trade away Dylan Holloway in that situation is not really realistic unless we get McAvoy back in the deal. Which, I mean, could possibly be a case. Like, is Boston really a playoff team with McAvoy? I mean, even if we do trade away Holloway to them, that might make him even more of a playoff team. But let's just take a look at if there's anybody available for defense. But we're not trading him to Calgary. Screw that. That's not happening. There might be some available players. Or it looks like there is a lot of available players around the league. So maybe we do get lucky and there's like a top-tier defenseman available. Doughty. Yeah, 36 years of age for Holloway. Hell no. Hell to the nah. Yeah, man, it's going to be very tough to find a defenseman that is, like, in our level that we want to pick up for Holloway. That is the biggest issue. Like, that is honestly the biggest issue, is finding someone that is willing to trade, especially for Dylan Holloway, and a team that's not in our division as well. That's also a big toll that we're going to have to kind of take a look at. So, Salamancias, he's developing quite nicely. Darlene is someone I would like to look at. It's just $10 million is fucking, that's up there. Yeah, they could, honestly. They could make a deal. They got defensemen out there, but I don't think Buffalo would want to trade away Rasmus Dahlin. I think we're definitely going to keep it up to the next episode on what we're really going to do. I mean, we could make a massive deal with Colorado, but once again, they only got Bowen Bryant and Cale Makar, and Cale Makar just won the Norris, so you're definitely not going to see that happen. See, with this team, honestly, Detroit is someone that we could totally pick up a defenseman from. Now, Mort Snyder, he's not developing. Deer Purse, I could see us totally picking up. This would be a guy that I would be all over. Simon Evanson's not a bad idea. You got him at 3 years at 4.8. With Dirt Purse, he has 1 more year left. And then you also got Alexia Galiev, 3 years at his entry-level deal. So that might not be a bad idea. I think Detroit is kind of an enticing team. Only if we did not lose Rasmus Sandin, but even then he's not like a top-tier defenseman for us anyways. So I think Detroit is kind of the more enticing team, especially when you got 3 medium elites. We'll see if they need any forwards, but we'll get to that point once we get there. You got the Ottawa Senators who also can make you a deal, but they're probably going to want to keep Glenn Coe because of the fact that he's a defensive defenseman. You got offensive defensemen with both Brandstrom and Shabbat. And we're trading back a defenseman too, so we got to remember that. We are trading back a defenseman as well. They'll probably want to keep Puskarivov, most likely. I think Detroit's one of the more enticing teams in my books. Unless we do a deal for this guy here, Philip Reichel. Might not be a bad idea. Plus, we got Miles Cook coming up the pipeline. We got to remember that as well. So, I think, honestly, the most enticing team is Detroit. Simon Evansson. I really do like his defensive style. He's a really good defenseman. 3 years at that price point's not a bad idea. Now, Bear Durpers is kind of a better defenseman as well. He's 21 years of age. You just got to sign him next year. With Evansson, you really don't got to worry about that fact. Plus, he's dirt cheap, right? That is also a big thing. And they do want Holloway. They don't want Weegar, but 3 years at not a bad price for Weegar is not a bad idea. And not like I'm going to make a deal now. I just kind of want to take a look and punch in the numbers of what this is all going to cost us. Are we able to pick up a depth forward from the team? There's not a whole lot of depth forwards that we could really pick up from the team. Most likely we just pick up picks, right? Because, like, look at the value between this. Like, Holloway matches up with Edmonton without a doubt. See, honestly, in my opinion, I would pick up Bear Durpus. It's just how much is he going to cost going into next year? A minus 58. My God, they were bad defensively. Holy shit. He would do really good alongside a Nurse. It's just we got Miles Cook coming up the pipeline, so it would make more sense for us to go after Simon Edvinsson, replace Mackenzie Weegar with Edvinsson, who's a big motherfucker Swedish defenseman, and do that. And then we just pick up, like, a first-round pick from the team as well in the deal. Because in my opinion, we definitely need to match that up. Like, Holloway, without a doubt, is an amazing player, and then you add Weegar into the fold. Like, I think this is definitely something we do. I think this is definitely something we pull the trigger on, and we bring in a nice young defenseman to help develop the team, and we trade away Holloway. We can't afford Holloway this year. We actually save a bit of money in the deal anyways. We get both players on similar contracts. We actually save a little bit of money in the deal, and we get some picks. I think this is definitely something we think about, but I'll leave it for the next episode because, like, without a doubt, we need to think about what we want to do. And then if we need to pick up any power forwards as well, if we're going to be doing a deal where we maybe pick up somebody as well from Detroit, most likely not because they're pretty depleted offensive-wise. But I think we maybe might bring back in Tuck if possible. Just because of how nice he is. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it up in the next episode, ladies and gentlemen. Because I need to think about what to really do with this team. Because there's a lot of big decisions that we need to make. So, for right now, guys, I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you very much for watching, boys. And yeah, I'll see you guys all in the next one. Adios, amigos.